Here I found a beautiful piece of black walnut from my local supply store. And I am using a chisel to chisel off the live edge here. Picked up a wire wheel that goes on the end of a drill. And this is the next step of cleaning up the live edge, getting everything ready. I do this on both sides before I cut the board down the center. Here I got my straight edge ruler, finding the center and just marking it. Making sure that my mark is nice and visible. Fixing to grab my circular saw. I'm using the Raul A laser saw. I do not use the laser when I'm cutting, nor do I use the notches in the plate when I'm cutting. I just look at the blade going down the center line. I found out that I get the best cuts that way. I'm taking everything nice and slow. I do not have a track saw, so I'm just working with what I have. Once I have that cut with the circular saw, I take the boards over to the miter saw, and I am measuring out where I want everything cut. Then next, I grab my speed square to make sure that I can see the line well. And I like going over it a few times so that the mark is visible. Once I get it over to the fence, I make sure everything is flush and up against the fence before I make my cut. Here's the form that I made. I used a 1/2 inch piece of plywood and cut the strips off with a table saw for the edges here. And I did not do a video of me making the form, but I figured I would do an overview on what I did. Here I'm pointing out the silicone and the caulking that I did on the edges, making sure the tape is flat. I'm going to be doing 2 different cutting boards in here, and I will be putting a centerpiece in the middle. The epoxy I'm going to be using is called J Diction. We have a part A and a part B. It says to mix for about 5 to 6 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that and go ahead and seal off those edges, and then we will head to the next step. Went ahead and mixed up a little portion of the epoxy. And now I'm going to go ahead and seal up the live edge. I just use a little cheap paintbrush. I think I got these from the dollar store or an arts and crafts store, I can't remember. I made the mistake last time of pouring without sealing the edges, and I wound up getting a bunch of bubbles along the edge when the epoxy set up. So I just wanted to make sure that I sealed off the edges. This is what it looks like when everything is sealed on the live edge. Here I'm kind of pointing out that I kind of want everything tacky before I do the pour. Otherwise, I've read or heard that you got to sand everything down if it is fully dry. So just making sure everything is tacky before I do my pour. Here I'm making sure that everything is level. And getting ready to do the pour here. I went ahead and mixed up a black. That's going to be the main color. And I wanted to do a black with a blue swirl. And if I'm doing this wrong, please let me know and leave a comment below. But on the instructions before, or an overview before I had bought this particular type of epoxy, it said it was a deep pour, and then as I looked into it, it said it was more of a tabletop. But I was within the thickness rating that it said that I could pour for the maximum thickness. And I really didn't want too much of a translucency in there in the color, so I did mix quite a few pigment in there. Here I'm showing the blue that I'm trying to get the swirl effect with the black with the blue swirl. And I know that I went over a little bit on the edges. I probably should have kept it just under the live edge, because overall I could have just trimmed it off with the planer. Or if you have a router and you make a router sled, you can do that as well. So I did go over quite a bit, or just a little bit here really. And I'm going to get my paint stick here and try to create a swirl effect. And it did change over time. Once everything's set, it did not look like whenever I first did the swirls and let everything set. After the next day, it looked actually a lot different. But overall, I was pretty happy with the results. And here's after everything had set up. Next step here is taking everything out of the forms, or the form. I'm trying not to damage the wood here with the hammer, taking everything out. Everything is dry enough to take the form off, and that is Tyvek tape that I used, in case you were wondering. And here are the boards. Some of the boards I did not make a video of me doing simultaneously with the black and the blue board here, but I wound up pouring some more epoxy on the other boards, as you can see at the top there. This is one of the boards that I wound up messing up. And this one here is black with a gold flake. With just a little gold swirl, which they really turned out really nice. I was really happy with them. One of them I'm making into a Security board, and another into a cutting board. And here's the same, the black with the gold flake. Here I am planing everything out. I did not use a router or router sled. I had a planer. So just running the boards through the planer here. Here, just running everything through the table saw to make sure everything is cleaned up, all the edges. And next step here is to run everything on the router. I'm hand sanding the edges first to prevent any chippage. Running the ingrained through the router first. I'm using a 1/4 inch chamfered edge to round off the corners. Make sure that I do the top and the bottom. Next step is to sand everything down. I really love this sander. It's the Boyer sander. I recommend starting off with the 80 grit. You could probably start off with a 60 grit if you wanted to, and just step everything up. I stopped at about 320 grit to 400 grit. Depending on which board. I was kind of experimenting with the different grits on what the finish looked like. So just make sure that you go through all the steps on the grits. That way you can get everything out. I also did use some cheap sandpaper, and I wound up getting quite a few pigtails where I kind of had to really spend some time to get them out. So a little bit more expensive sandpaper would definitely work, and I'll recommend some good sandpaper. Just click on one of the links below and it'll take you straight to Amazon. But this is a timely process, and I did not do a full video of me sanding. Once I was done sanding, I'll go ahead and blow everything off with the air hose here. And here I'm going to point out some pinholes that I wound up getting. And I don't know if it was the epoxy, if it was because I should have used a better epoxy. And I'm going to go ahead and point those out here. If you have any suggestions how to avoid those, please let me know. There's a pretty good sized pinhole there. And I wound up filling those in with some CA glue. Here I'm using the Odie's oil. Got a card, hotel card, a mixing stick, and a white scuffing pad. Making sure everything is clean here. And once I get the oil on there, I'm just applying in small circles with the scuffing pad here. Just making sure that everything is in there. If you have a better way of getting a better finish, let me know. But I was overall pretty happy with doing everything by hand here. This is one of the longer cutting boards, the black with the gold flake. And here I'm going to show you a little bit better example of how I apply it on the board. This stuff is really expensive, so I'll try to use as less as possible to get the best finish as possible. I think it's around $40 or $50. And if you're wanting the Odie's oil, I will try to put a link in the description box below. Just give me a little time, and you basically just click the link and it'll take you straight to Amazon. Go ahead and get a little on the board here, and then I'm gonna grab my card and start working it in there and spreading it around. And you want to do this before you use that white pad. That would be what I would call an applicator pad. This is just spreading everything around, getting everything ready. Here is the Security board I wound up making out of one of the boards here. I thinned it out a little bit thinner on the planer. Put some gold handles on there. Got some gold handles at the local Home Depot. And it turned out a lot darker than some of the other woods. I was actually really happy with it. I think that this was an older piece of black walnut. It just seemed like it was drier. Here's a better view of the Security board. I did not do a video on it. I just kind of made it while I was doing the other boards, but figured I would kind of mix it into the video here. And here I'm getting a little bit closer to where you can see the gold flake in the black and the gold swirl, which I think turned out really nice with the gold handles. Here I'm installing the rubber feet onto the black and blue cutting board. I made sure that I got the good rubber feet and read the reviews on Amazon. Some of the people were commenting that they did not stick very well. They were kind of plastic feeling and less rubber feeling. And here's a better view of the black and blue cutting board. I was really happy with the finish of the Odie's oil, and that is the bottom. And here is a good view of the longer cutting board with the black with the gold flake. I put feet on that too as well. And I really didn't wind up using that much epoxy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm wrapping the video up. And thank you for watching.